Thank you, Deep Clough. And can I begin by moving the amendments tabled in the name of Darren Miller and by thanking the Children's Commissioner for her annual report and for the effort of all those in producing it. I would like to focus my contribution on three areas, if I may. First is the very concerning finding of increased use of e-cigarettes or vapes amongst children and young people, and the secondary school survey highlighted in the report finding that 24% of children and young people have tried vaping, and 7% were found to be regular users. What is even more shocking is that last year, a Welsh Drugs Testing Service found that 2 in every 5 sample vape liquids tested contained one or more synthetic cannabinoid receptor agonists, which is commonly known as spice. These agonists are associated with serious health issues ranging from breathing difficulties to psychotic episodes. These lab-made drugs are designed to mimic the effects of cannabis, but they tend to be far more unpredictable and harmful. And ultimately, children and young people are buying vaping liquids in the belief that they contain cannabis or CBD or are THCE liquids. But they are in fact laced with spice and are being sold by drug dealers with the intention of creating addicts in which to further sell to. These concerns are further highlighted by an IRG report that shows an increasing number of children are now unable to get through the school day without vaping, and that there's increased recognition that children are also waking up during the night in order to vape. The rise of vaping has been very fast, and the truth is that children and young people are at the front line of being exploited by black market drug dealers. This data that I've highlighted is sadly only the tip of the iceberg, and allowing children and young people to use these projects is simply creating a massive health problem in future that we will just simply not be able to deal with. With this in mind, I echo the call by the Children's Commission to take stronger action in banning the supply of disposable or single-use vaping devices, making more nicotine replacement therapies available, and making sure vapes are not visible at the point of sale. As we all know here, 4 in 5 smokers start before the age of 20 and are addicted for life. And so we need to be acting much faster if we're going to prevent this health epidemic from emerging. I've highlighted this before in the Chamber, but I personally would like to see even more action taken in schools to educate children about the health and in particular mental health implications of vaping. But that onus should not be put entirely on teachers to make sure that children and young people are aware of the dangers of vaping. There should be more coordinated efforts by professionals to teach and demonstrate what vaping actually does to the body and how buying vapes from black market dealers is fueling crime. Secondly, Deep-Rived Cloud, I'd like to pick up a point of food in schools. The Commissioner reported that only 19% of children felt full after their meal. Almost half said that they can't have more food, seconds, if they ask for it, and almost a quarter of children said they can't always have vegetables if they want them, with almost a quarter saying they can't always have fruit if they want them. This issue has been raised to me consistently by my own constituents who have pointed out that the portion sizes for school meals is the same regardless of your age, height or weight. So a child in year 5 or 6 will get the same size meal as a child in year 1 or 2. Moreover, the variety of school meals is very limited. One constituent I was speaking to about this said that the options every day are either jacket potato with cheese or beans and one other option, which was the same each week. So every Monday would be pizza, every Tuesday pasta, and so on. The Welsh Government has provided free school meals for all primary school children, which is a notably moral aim. However, like the Commissioner has said, there needs to be improved quality and options for children and young people's schools' meal times. Otherwise, you are still enforcing the two-tier system, where children of richer families will still be provided a packed lunch that their child wants, and children of poorer families are left going hungry on school meals without many options for eating fruit or vegetables. Personally, I believe that there should be more focus by primary schools in teaching children about what they should eat and actually getting them involved in preparing their own lunches so that they can learn valuable life lessons and understand what is healthy and what is not. Finally, Deep-Rived Clough, I'd like to bring up the issue of mental health and well-being, and the fact that it is one of the biggest issues raised by children and young people themselves, with almost 45% of them saying that more mental health support needs to be provided. We know that identifying poor mental health and providing appropriate support and treatment is essential for children and young people, especially since half of all mental health conditions start by the age of 14. And I find it quite interesting how mental health services for children and young people have long been regarded as a Cinderella service, poorly funded and with long waits for those who are referred. I appreciate that solving this problem is not straightforward. There are issues surrounding recruitment and the fact that there are significant regional differences. There's also the issue of child poverty that has an influence here. There are links to those children living in poverty who are more likely to experience maltreatment in one way or another, and this has the potential to seriously impact mental health. The Children's Commissioner for Wales has called for the Welsh Government's child poverty strategy to have clear targets and measurable outcomes, and this is one that I and my party absolutely support.
You need to conclude now, please, Joel.
Yeah, last sentence. We also call on the Welsh Government to work with the Children's Commissioner to implement the Wave Trust's campaign to reduce child abuse, neglect and other adverse childhood experiences by 2030, because those efforts will undoubtedly help to have a coordinated approach in improving the lives of so many children. With this in mind, I urge everyone here to support our amendments. Thank you.